Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 3. So throughout this season of The Flash, as well as a part of last season, we really haven't seen Captain Cold in the present day, have we? We have seen him in the form of flashbacks, holograms, as well as a creation of the Speed Force along with Ronnie Raymond and Eddie Thawne, but no actual physical appearance of him in the present day throughout that time. This is obviously due to the fact that around halfway through last season of The Flash, Captain Cold, along with a few other characters within the Arrowverse, well, they joined a little show known as Legends of Tomorrow. Now, even if you don't watch Legends of Tomorrow, you would know now, due to a moment in the big crossover this season, that Captain Cold is actually dead. He died sacrificing himself so the rest of the Legends could get away to safety. We did see him return in this season of Legends as a member of the Legion of Doom, the villains for this season. However, that was a past version of Captain Cold from sometime in Season 1 of The Flash. Some recent set photos do hint at something weird going on with the Captain Cold character, as well as the possible return of some other characters that we have seen in previous seasons. Obviously, don't continue the video from this point if you don't want to see those set photos. So we will start off with the big set picture, which has gotten a decent amount of people excited, and that is this one of Wentworth Miller, who obviously plays Leonard Snart, aka Captain Cold. Now, this isn't 100% confirmed to be in present day. There is a chance it could be a flashback or like a time travel sequence. However, the set pictures that follow are from the same set, on the same location, on the same day, which does sort of indicate that Captain Cold, all this stuff with Captain Cold could be in the present day. These other set photos are of Barry and Cisco going to Argus and meeting with its director or person in charge, Lila Michaels, or Diggle's wife. In the scene that is being filmed between the three, they are at the front of Argus. Obviously, we don't know whether any scenes will be shot within the actual facilities, but it could happen. But the real question that comes from these set pictures with Barry and Cisco speaking to Lila is, why are they at Argus? What do they need from them? Well, there could be a few answers to this question. Only some, though, would tie into why Captain Cold is there as well, and how the hell Captain Cold is there. As we know, Argus has been used to hold and lock up various villains from the Arrowverse, mainly from the show where it was introduced, that being Arrow. But we have seen Flash villains given to them, this of course being King Shark, as we saw last season. Captain Boomerang is held up by Argus as well. He is a Flash villain in the comics, but in this TV world, he is connected more to Arrow, so you can't really include him with King Shark. Let me know if I'm missing out on any more Flash villains that are with Argus, because I'm pretty sure I nailed them all. Don't mention Black Siren because she's with Arrow now. The first reason as to why Argus may be visited could be just due to the villain for this episode. The villain could be a former detainee of Argus and the team need info on them to help take them down. This would indicate someone like, Captain Boomerang or King Shark returning to the Arrowverse. As we went over in the past 2 weeks, the actor who actually played Captain Boomerang was teasing his return. However, that could have been for Arrow. In regards to King Shark, it is a possibility. It would be really cool to see him back. However, it might cost a bit too much. The cost may be an issue here due to the CGI of the character. The big thing going against this though is that this is filming for episode 22, the second last episode, or possibly even the finale. It's one of the two. It's not episode 21. It's either 22 or 23, aka the finale. So I do find it hard to believe they would do too much with another villain, which needed them to go to Argus, get information on them, stop the villain, then deal with wrapping up Saboteur stuff for the season as well. Even if that is in episode 22, it can be a risky move to spend your penultimate episode, so the second last episode of your season, focusing on another filler episode, if you want to call it that. The majority of the episode has to be around that main villain. The other reason as to why this meeting at the front of Argus could be happening is due to Argus, or Lila in this case, contacting Barry and asking him to come in for a chat. Now, what I think would be cool with this scenario is that Lila is actually informing Barry of villains breaking out and teaming up, which of course could be set up for next season. It could be the villains, or it just could be something that happens next season. Whether that be the Rogues, which a decent amount of people, including myself, wouldn't mind seeing happen next season, or it could be a big bad villain that has broken them all out and they will be doing dirty work for him across the space of next season. This would be very fitting as well if this was the finale, but even if it was in episode 22, it could still work, as the finale will very much have to focus on Savitar, you would have to think. So even if they did this like at some point in episode 22, just a quick 5-minute scene and it leads on to next season, or they bring it up again in the finale, I think it could still work. But I think if they were going to do this and it was going to be set up for next season, it would be a little thing in the finale. It's better to place it there than in the second last episode. It would seem a bit random. But there is still one big question mark hanging over these set photos, and that is, of course, Captain Cold. As I said, he was on set just after this scene with Barry, Cisco and Lila was filmed and was in the same location. But does that necessarily mean he is in the present time, or does it mean that this is actually a flashback? Well, the one that makes most sense in regards to the character of Captain Cold is a flashback, saying that, he is dead in the present time. In regards to what the flashback could be to, if that is the case, your guess is honestly as good as mine. But seeing he was filming at the same location as where that Argus stuff was being shot, you would have to assume it would be something to do with Argus. Now, if this is a flashback, it will be flashback to something that we haven't seen. If it's Captain Cold at Argus, because we have never seen that in seasons 1, 2, or even in 3. So it's going to be something that's happened in between an episode or in between a season. So it's something that's new to us, but has obviously happened to these characters before if it is a flashback. But what if Captain Cold is actually back and they are showing him return in one of these last 2 episodes to hype up and, set up season 4 and his involvement? That could definitely be the case. I don't think too many would be opposed to having him back, but there is one issue facing that happening. How the hell did he return from the dead? There is probably only 2 possible options, one of which we have seen take place already in this universe, and the other is something that could happen between now and this episode airing. The first option, which is the one we have already seen take place, is the events on the Legends of Tomorrow finale, where the Legends have messed with time once again and changed things pretty badly. However, they ended up in 2017 with things all over the place and changed. Like, they are in a different timeline completely than what Arrow and Flash are in. So the only way for this to be the reason as to why Captain Cold is back is if their actions and changes have somehow affected the Flash and Arrow timeline, even though they're in a different timeline. Which I know doesn't make too much sense. Actually, now that I think about it, it makes no sense at all. But you got to remember, this is a comic book show. A lot of things don't make sense most of the time. So if this was to happen, I would, squint my eyes at it and go, oh, really? But if it brought back Captain Cold, I'd be like, okay, I'm cool with that. And I guess the other option is that Barry does something between now and this episode in which events are now changed and Captain Cold is somehow alive. I honestly don't know how they could properly make this work out, but Barry would obviously go back in time for some reason, hopefully a good one, and do something which has ripples through time and somehow results in Captain Cold being alive. Because honestly, when Captain Cold did die on Legends, I was a bit annoyed at it because I was like, why would Legends of Tomorrow be the show to kill off a character that is so central to the Flash? Like, really, Captain Cold is the Joker to the Flash. Like, how the Joker is to Batman, that's what Captain Cold is to the Flash, essentially. Like, he's the villain that the Flash takes on the most, basically. Them and the Rogues, but, Captain Cold leads those Rogues. So not having him on the show anymore does leave a big empty spot. So I think it was a bit annoying that that Legends of Tomorrow had that responsibility and that privilege, I guess you could say, to kill him off when, the Flash could still use him. So if they were to bring him back in this way, whether it be the Legends stuff or if Barry does something with time, even though he's sort of been told, don't go back in time anymore and change things, Barry could still do it if he has a good enough reason. So I would not be opposed to Captain Cold coming back, whether it be, he's just back in this universe and they can use him 4 or 5 times in the season, or if he comes back and he's possibly leading the Rogues and they are the villains for next season. But let me know how you think it could all play out and how it could make sense. It is important to remember that he is in this episode 100%, so don't go saying, oh, Paige, this is all fake, you're just doing this, Captain Cold isn't coming back. He's in this episode, he was spotted on set, so I guess the real question is, in what way is he back? Is it a flashback? Or is it, stuff has happened in the timeline, he is now back? What do you think's going on? Just let me know in the comments. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like on it. It'd be very much appreciated. As I said, leave all your opinions in the comments section below on all of this. Do you think it's just Captain Cold that would be coming back, or do you think because Argus is involved, we might get characters like King Shark, which would be cool to have him back, but it might be like a least likely situation to happen, if you know what I mean? Or do you think maybe someone like Captain Boomerang, because he's with Argus at the moment as well, maybe he could show up? But yeah, just leave all your opinions on that in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.